You're watching YCN, your local view. Program airtime is underwritten in part by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Looking to purchase your dream home, finance your business, or just find a better checking relationship? Our New Hampshire team is here to help you. We make award-winning banking happen every day. Contact us to see how we can help you. Member FDIC.
Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and we are presented by the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce at the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen's Fair. Our chamber is the premier supporter of businesses in our area and supporter of events just like this one. Our communities have been hosting visitors for more than 2 centuries, and guests have found our year-round vacation destination and invite everyone to visit our charming New England villages with their lovely inns, bed and breakfasts, fine restaurants, and unique retail shops. Today we'll hear from Ashley Rowley to hear about many of the events every year, like the upcoming Taste of the Lake Sunapee region that the Chamber coordinates in our area. Jenna McCarthy, the Chamber's marketing coordinator, will give us a summary of the tools available for giving your business the power of visibility and their program of young professionals in our region. And we'll close with Ashley Rowley, the Executive Director of the Chamber. She will highlight membership, overall benefits, and how businesses can be involved. Don't go away because you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle, because it's still summer and there is so much to do.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, now joined by no stranger to Yankee Chronicle. It's Ashley Rowley, the Executive Director of the Lake Sunapee Chamber. Hello, Ashley.
Hello. What a beautiful day.
We should first acknowledge where we're standing. We're at the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen's Fair.
We are the 93rd League of New Hampshire Craftsmen's Fair.
Yeah.
We're very excited to have it in the area. Again, it's just really a beautiful time of year. It's a beautiful event for the summer.
It is.
Every single person who comes in here is blown away by not only the work of the artists, but also like the community and the vibe and the volunteers that are here. So it's really a great event for us to kind of promote what we love.
Yes.
Right? Promote our region and promote everything that well, that's why we live here, right?
Oh, totally. And there are definitely people here that are here for the first time. So
Yep.
how better way to find out and say, come learn about
Absolutely.
our area.
We have our Granite State ambassadors who are doing just that. They're like, here's a map, here's where you can go for dinner, here's where you can
Amazing.
stay. And that's really what we're here to do, is we're here to help in that way and make sure that these people who love it get an opportunity to rediscover it.
And I love how busy it makes local businesses
Yes.
for us as well. You have an event coming up here.
We do.
Talk about the Taste of the Region, which is so exciting.
This is something that other places have done numerous times. We didn't reinvent the wheel here. This is certainly an event that a lot of chambers host and a lot of other regions love to kind of bring to their residents. Our coffee shops, our restaurants, all of those kinds of places are able to submit to have a booth and showcase their best work. But we also expand that. So it's not necessarily just the Lake Sunapee region. It's a little bit further out.
Okay.
We get a little bit into the Upper Valley, a little bit to the Concord area.
Fun.
But it's one of those events that I think everyone loves food.
Yes.
Everyone loves drink.
Yes.
Everybody loves music and a beautiful scenery, right? So being here in October, it's going to be October 27th, right here at the mountain. And honestly, it's one of those things we've kind of turned into a little bit of a date night, right?
Fun.
I think we talk a lot at the chamber about trying to make things family friendly, and that's a great thing.
Yes.
And we're not trying to shy away from that at all. But there's really not a lot of opportunity for these kinds of bigger events to be just specific for like a date night vibe.
Yeah, and come and try a bunch of great food.
Exactly, and have some sips, like wineries and breweries, and just sip and talk and communicate and by candlelight, and it's just a really fun thing.
Amazing.
So.
Let's talk about two sides of this. If a restaurant owner is interested in participating, is there still time?
Yes, there is still time. Please reach out to us. You can just send me an email, admin@lakesunapeeregionchamber.com.
Great.
And there is a small tabling fee just so that we have everything kind of covered, but it's not really it's not what I've heard from other events, right? We try to keep things minimum. We don't want to have a big barrier to entry. And then if you're interested in buying tickets, we'll have tickets on sale available probably mid-September to end of September. We don't usually try to launch it too early because then people kind of forget, oh, I bought tickets for that.
Totally.
So we want to make sure we get people like kind of right in that prime time, especially when you're getting back to school, right? September is hard. So when we get into like end of September, beginning of October, that's when people are starting like, I'm ready for like an event. I'm ready for something. So that's kind of where we put this, and hopefully this is our third year, and we want to make sure that it's just the biggest yet. So we're excited.
Are you growing it every year with different?
Year,
Yeah,
we've had so many different people reach out. I've actually had people reach out over the beginning of the summer to talk about the fall event.
Exciting.
So it's definitely passing, and people are like, ooh, have you gone? Ooh, are you tabling? Ooh, I think you should.
And you're like, I'm not there yet, but I'll be in touch.
Exactly, right? I'm like one event at a time, folks,
Totally.
But it is something that's already on the calendar, October 27th. If you're interested, just hold on to it, hold that date, save it, mark it, pencil it in, because it's going to be a great night.
And what a better time of year to come than October Mount Sunapee is already so picturesque, so then you don't have to do anything more than that. They'll provide the foliage.
And if we get a great like sunset, then they open up the deck and the lights are on, and it's really a great night.
Amazing. For more information, people should head to the website.
Absolutely, LakeSunapeeRegionChamber.com.
And as if you weren't already busy with this Craftsman's Fair this week, we just wrapped up the 100th Hospital Days.
Yep.
How was that for all of you at the chamber?
To be fair, I think I'm still not really alive yet.
Floating.
I'm still like in limbo. But no, we had an incredible chamber night. So we always do our Meet the Chamber night. Beautiful night. We were nervous about weather, which we always are.
Yep.
But we stuck it through, and we had some hardy business members that powered through the event. And then our band night, I think with Nick's other band, was probably one of the most successful I have seen in probably a decade.
Yes.
It was wild. And then there was a little bit of rain, but again, hardy
doesn't stop anybody.
It doesn't. If they're in it to win it.
Yeah.
And then of course the parade and all of the cow flop bingo.
Yes.
Cow flop bingo was great. A lot of people have those questions, but they had a beautiful little runt pig, which was adorable. Yeah. They had their cows, and it was just such a great day. And the weather was perfect on Saturday. So
Saturday was great, and the parade had to have been one of the biggest that Main Street's ever seen.
Yes, it was one of the biggest.
So many floats. We had such a great time hosting it from the porch at the inn. But I mean, you could feel every year the Hospital Days is so exciting. But for it to be the 100th, everybody just seemed to be so happy and excited.
There was an energy around it, and I think in the parade it kind of translated into other things. But like the vintage and like the history behind our community, it was a really fun few days to kind of experience.
And I think that's why people did not care what the weather was, hot, raining, cold, windy, whatever. They were like, we're just coming out because it's Hospital Days. So exciting. The chamber really becomes like one of the hosts of Hospital Days, especially your place on Main Street, but there's a lot of parts that you benefit from Hospital Days as well.
Yes, that is very true. We have 3 major anchor events during Hospital Days, and they are hosted by the chamber. We are in office the full duration of the fair. It's one of those events that the chamber considers a fundraiser for itself.
Great.
Simultaneously with being a fundraiser for the hospital. So once we kind of take a look at all of our numbers at the end of the event, we then make a donation back to the hospital, much like all of the other other participants of the event. They take a look at their numbers and then they make a donation back to the hospital. So through Chamber Night, Band Night, and then we do host the Midway, right?
Yes.
So the Midway is something that has quite a bit of draw. It's a lot of families, it's a lot of teenagers, and then of course wristband nights are always super popular. And yes, everyone, the zipper was not there this year. I get it. Everyone sends a message, Ashley, where's the zipper? The Ferris wheel was there this year, but the zipper did have mechanical issues, so we couldn't.
But the Ferris wheel was quite popular. The line was very long.
So that's definitely a plus. But definitely the Midway it's a big undertaking, and it's one of those kind of anchor pieces of the Hospital Day event that really it wouldn't be Hospital Days without it.
Totally.
So it's definitely, Miller Amusements is a great company to work with, and we contract with them every year, and we have conversations about how to make it bigger, better, different. And it's really it's a fun way for the Chamber to get involved in that way. It doesn't necessarily have any relation or correlation to our membership or our kind of business community.
Sure.
But it definitely draws people, and that's kind of where we lean into it. That's why we kind of tie it back to our mission in that way, is that people can draw to the fair, to the festival, spend their money locally, and then that benefits in all of our members in that way.
I know that you're on the committee. I know you probably start thinking about the 100th and one not too many times, but I hope you get some relaxation.
We will be debriefing soon, so if you have input, let us know. But definitely we'll be talking about the 101st Hospital Days pretty soon.
And my fun fact during the parade was that it's also the Macy's Thanksgiving 100th, but I think we are first. I think New London started all parades.
I think that's fair. That's fair. We should get free entry to the Macy's Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Just as like a research project.
Yeah, absolutely. Ashley Riley, thanks so much for joining me.
Of course.
When we come back, I'll be joined by Jenna McCarthy, the Chamber's marketing coordinator, to hear about the tools available for your business to stay visible and powerful in our area that offers a relaxed lifestyle and boasts a wide variety of activities for all ages. Stay with us on Yankee Chronicle to learn more.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Ken Ludwig's Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery, is a fast-paced, laugh-out-loud theatrical romp that blends classic detective suspense with ingenious comedy. When the legendary hound stalks the foggy moors, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson race to crack the case. With clever twists, quick change performances, and a playful spirit, this high-energy adaptation reinvents Conan Doyle's tale, delivering mystery, mayhem, and non-stop laughs in this wildly inventive whodunit. Ken Ludwig's Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery, is a comedic thriller, generally considered family-friendly. It's fast-paced, featuring mystery-related suspense rather than graphic violence, and contains only mild adult language or humor. Comedy and mystery unite in this wonderful Sherlock Holmes play. Don't miss out.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the 93rd League of New Hampshire Craftsman's Fair here at Mount Sunapee. And I'm now joined by no stranger again to our show here, Jenna McCarthy, who's the marketing coordinator at the Lake Sunapee Chamber. Hello, Jenna.
Hello, good morning.
As if you haven't had enough going on, you're here this week,
Yes.
hospital days last week,
Yep.
plus all the things that the Chamber normally does. That's a lot.
It definitely is, but it's a fun time. You know, we thrive off the chaos here at the office, so it's great.
Good.
And we're bouncing around, and we love it.
Remind me what year this is for you at the Chamber.
This is my third League of the Craftsman's Fair,
Okay.
but my second full year here
Okay,
at the
so you're
Chamber.
coming up on completing. I like that.
Yes.
Talk about just marketing in general. I mean, obviously, when people join the Chamber, you want to know what's my business going to get out of it. What's sort of your end goal for marketing the businesses that are Chamber
Yeah,
members?
definitely. We get that question all the time at the Chamber, more so specifically me. And, you know, I tell people that we're basically their resource and their hub for anything social media, blog posts, website, newsletters.
Yes.
So if they have, you know, if they're hiring, they'll send us a flyer and I'll go and post it on their website, newsletter, social media. So that's kind of what we're there for, as a resource for them to be able to, you know that their stuff is out there for
Amazing.
sure.
And can people send you things, and also you're just following their own social medias as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So on a newsletter week, you'll find me just scrolling Facebook, you know, doom scrolling as I
Yes,
call it. And I'll
yes.
spend hours on end just kind of scrolling and finding stuff, or people will send us stuff. I know the barn sends us stuff
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
So, you know, I'll get that email once a week or every month, and they'll just send me, and I'll put it right in their newsletter.
Amazing.
And that's how it goes.
Not to put you on the spot, but
Yes.
roughly, how many Chamber members are there?
We're roughly about 275 to 300.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's a lot of different categories within that 275.
Yes, we have everything from automotive to healthcare to shops to local businesses to food industry, hospitality. We cover it all. Manufacturing.
Nonprofits, yeah. Well, and I think that's one thing that I always hear from people a lot too, is like, okay, well, why should I join the Chamber? First and foremost is for the visibility. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
so important. Talk about the Lake Sunapee Region Guide, which you put
Yes.
together, which I know is probably your baby,
It
and
is, absolutely.
a little bit of your to-do list every single year.
Yes.
But that's a huge publication that people should be aware of and be part of.
It is, yes. It goes all the way down to the Big E in Springfield, Mass. every
Wow.
September. So that sees millions of people alone, which is kind of a little nerve-wracking, but also excited to know.
Yes.
And then it does, you know, goes to all of the rest stops around the state of New Hampshire. So it goes to Hooksett North and South on 93. It goes to all the local ones. You'll see it in Sutton, Springfield, up on the White Mountains, down on the Seacoast. It goes all
Wow.
over the state.
Wow, that's like almost 200 miles of territory. That's
Absolutely.
impressive.
And it's nice because we work with a local photographer, Garrett Evans, and he's our
Wonderful.
front cover
Yeah.
again this year, so we thank him for that.
Good.
And you know, actually the front cover is the top of Mount Sunapee.
How
So
perfect.
it's a full circle moment here to be at the mountain. Our guide cover is the mountain, so you can't really complain.
Yeah, not to say he is some of the best top of the mountain photos, but he is the best of the top of the mountain
So
photos.
it's great.
So yeah, if people are interested, they're saying, I need my business part of the Lake Sunapee Region
Yeah.
Guide. You've missed it for this year, but
Yes.
there's still time for future years. Talk about just ballpark of deadlines. We won't hold you to anything.
Yeah, no, definitely reach out to marketing at lakesunapeeregionchamber.com. That's my email. And just be like, hey, questions about the guide, and we can definitely talk. But typically, we start the process as early as end of January, beginning of February.
Okay.
And we hope to get, fingers crossed, we hope our deadline is May and for Memorial Day. But
Great.
there's some smaller deadlines within there with ad content due and reserving your spot. We have early bird pricing and normal pricing.
Good.
So that's kind of where we're at. But yeah, we started as early as end of January, beginning of February.
Have you seen a lot of interest in this guide as it's become kind of like a popular thing over the years?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
we love our old guide, but it was time for some change. And,
Yeah.
you know, now people think it's new and shiny. And so it's definitely something they want to be a part of for sure.
Amazing. Jenna, you do a great job with everything marketing wise at the
Thank you.
Chamber. And I think people who have been even just thinking about joining the Chamber should definitely reach out and find
Absolutely,
more information.
yes. Yep,
Yeah.
website and email, absolutely.
Amazing. And not this week, but usually stop by the cute booth on Main Street and learn more
Yes.
information there.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Lake Sunapee Young Professionals.
Yeah, so the Young Professionals Network is kind of, we're revamping it again. You know,
Fun.
we've had it, there are very many different iterations over the last couple of years, so it's definitely kind of, you know, we're small but mighty. There's
Yeah.
about 6 or 7 of us that are, you know, true to it, and we're just trying to get the people, you know, who are in that range of 18 to 40 to stay in the area. A lot of
Yeah.
people after high school, college want to get the heck out of here. Believe me, I was one of them, but I came back to this beautiful area
Yeah.
after school, so it's definitely nice to try to get people back involved. And, you know, we do events every month or, you know, a couple times a month, which is kind of nice.
Great.
And, you know, we work a lot with our other regional partners. So we do some with the Upper Valley, and then we also do stuff with the Sugar River Young Professionals Network, which is right across the way.
Yeah.
And, you know, we kind of go all over the state and we check out other YP networks as
Yeah,
well.
and they're becoming more and more popular too. So
Absolutely.
there's a lot to network there with.
Oh, yes.
Amazing.
There's so many.
That's great. For more information on anything we talked about, visit the Chamber website. Thank you, Jenna.
Thank you so much, Abby.
When we return, our good friend and Chamber Executive Director Ashley Rowley will join me for a rundown on membership and why your business should be a pillar of this important group in our region, and that is a perfect place to live. Let's now take a break for a few words from another one of our business underwriters that makes your Yankee Chronicle possible. You could be one too. To learn, email us at ycnnow.com.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Coming to YCN, explore Lake Sunapee region. It will answer the question of what to do in the Sugar River Kearsarge area all summer long. Starting Memorial Day weekend through Columbus Day, tune in for a weekly update of events and happenings and visit local businesses, restaurants, and attractions. Watch it daily on cable TV at 6 and 11 or anytime on demand at ycnnow.com. Tune in and explore the Lake Sunapee region.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the League of New Hampshire Craftsmen's Fair over at Mount Sunapee. And I'm joined again with Ashley Rowley, the Executive Director. Hello, Ashley.
Hello.
As if you don't have enough going on, we ask you to do 2 interviews with us.
Hey, you know what? Like, I'm here for it. Let's just go. This is what I live for.
Let's talk about membership at the Chamber, because I think it's an important one. You've been around for a long time, the Chamber has. But I think there are a lot of people that are like, I don't know if I should join it. I don't know what the benefits are. So give us the overall, what's the elevator pitch?
Sure. So we've been around since about 1970.
Wow.
So I think that's important to know that chambers have a long-standing history in all communities, all shapes and sizes of communities, all across the country, internationally. It's a really long history. I could really go into it and bore the bananas out of everybody, but we won't. So chambers are just essentially these communities of businesses who are relatively, owners who are like-minded. They have community spirit at heart. They want to advance their own, obviously, agenda in terms of what they're offering to the community, but they struggle sometimes with being able to do it in the time frame that we have. Right? As business owners, we don't have a lot of time. There's never enough hours in the day, never enough days in the week. So this gives an opportunity to kind of leverage an employee that's not an employee. Right? That's kind of how I like to say it. So a lot of times we have, I usually try to pitch it with like, we're an additional like marketing arm or a promotional arm for our businesses, because that's something that people struggle to do. Now, social media and kind of vlogs and blogs and website content creation, all of that stuff is becoming so much easier as time goes on, right? So when we first started as chambers, like that was one of our biggest pieces that we were able to do for our members, to advocate for them. However, because more members are able to do that for themselves, now a lot of chambers are finding themselves trying to pivot. How else can we help the business community grow and expand without being that kind of point person when it comes to their marketing and their promotion?
Definitely.
So a lot of that falls back to just the networking element. Right? Having that kind of sounding board, having that connection to either state, local legislature, all of those kinds of pieces are things you can't just do on your own naturally. So to have kind of a team of people, or even one person, 2 people, at our chamber we're only a two-person operation. And to be fair, with about 260, 270 members, we have a lot of businesses in very varied industries.
You do.
So we do our best to kind of reach out to them as we can, test the temperature of the room. What are you dealing with? What are the struggles? And not a lot of other businesses who don't have a chamber to fall back on have that opportunity to share that. And so we have some of those connections. And we always say at the chamber, if we don't know the answer, we'll find it for you. Because we know a lot of people. And we're able to communicate with a lot of folks across the country and really honestly create this like community of idea generation and problem solving. I think sometimes those problem solving pieces are, for me as a business owner, that's what I need. Because you get stuck in the silo and it's like, I love my business, I love what I offer, but it's like, where can I get new juice? Like, where can I get new juice?
Totally.
And I think chambers really offer that kind of opportunity for members.
And you're doing a lot of advocating for the Lake Sunapee Chamber.
Correct.
And you've also done a lot of partnership with New Hampshire chambers, which is so important,
yes.
I'm sure, too. And you go to a conference every year.
We do.
Yeah.
So we actually go to 2 different conferences.
Okay.
We do a New Hampshire State Conference, which we usually help in planning.
Okay.
So it's really for chamber directors to kind of modernize what they're doing and what they're offering to their members. But then we also do, and we attend the New England Chamber Conference.
Okay.
So we're able to kind of see what our neighboring states are doing. You know, like what are some of the struggles that we're all facing? One of the biggest things is AI.
Yes.
Right? Some businesses want to embrace, and other people are
saying,
hands
don't.
up. Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
So, and then it's hard because, right, there's such a balance with this AI conversation of you're paying a marketing person, right? We talk about this with Jenna all the time, right? Jenna's our marketing person. She creates these images, and that's her job.
Right.
She gets paid to do that. So then to see somebody else like post something and you're like, oh no, because Jenna could have done that for them, right? So it's just such a weird balance. But so I think that's kind of where chambers kind of become that bridge. Like, let's talk about it, let's communicate, let's see where the balance is with all of this.
Yep.
And I think when you join a chamber, our chamber, any chamber that you choose to join, they all offer something different.
Yep.
And I think for us, one of the biggest things is that kind of tourism promotion, but also that community connection and that idea generation and problem solving.
Amazing.
So those roundtables I think are crazy important. I think sometimes, you know, getting out from behind your desk and talking to people is the way that you solve some of those issues.
The other part to mention is that if you're a business of more than 1 or 2 employees, it's for everybody part of your business, which is so important. And easy to think that, oh, just the owner or the president or the CFO should go, but you want down to office admin to come and participate.
And I think that's something that we've struggled with, especially over the past few years, is I'm really trying to get our businesses, you know, again, 260, 270 members, that's 260 or 70 owners or managers.
Right.
When in fact, we serve over, I can't even remember the number, to be honest with you.
I
think it was about like 6,800 employees when we did the numbers, which is like, what?
Crazy. Because you have everything from one-man show to corporations.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's a lot of employees to work with, but those employees, this is where we kind of get people to stay when they get a job, right? They want to be connected, they want to serve on boards or committees, they want to be there for events, they want to volunteer, and so we really at the Chamber try to encourage all of our member businesses to pass the message down to to those employees that might be below, maybe they're entry level, maybe they're just kind of trying to get a feel for the area, whatever it is, right? And then we're trying to get those individuals to connect and to realize that yes, this is a place that they actually really enjoy. Yes. They love their job, they love connecting with all of the different residents and travelers that come through, and this is where they want to build foundations. Yes. So we're trying to kind of get that message out as much as we can because it's hard, right?
Totally.
As a small business, you know, you're like, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Well, give yourself a break.
And there's resources.
Give yourself a break.
Yeah.
There's ways to get some people in your team to get involved and keep your business at the forefront of people's kind of thoughts and the forefront of people's activities without you being the one who's carrying that heavy load.
Amazing.
So we're trying to get that message out a lot and really make sure that we're doing our best to deliver that.
That's a great one. But before I let you go, we should always talk about that you have a board of directors, which is very active and important. Yes. You don't have to list everybody, but just give a general sense of who the board makes up.
So we have Mount Sunapee Resort, we have New London Hospital, we have a lot of our local banks. They love to be on chamber boards. So those, and we have nonprofit organizations. You know, we just had a switch over of a seat for Boys and Girls Club, obviously, because they're doing great work in our community.
They are.
So we have about 12 to 15 board members every year, and these people are really who guide the mission of the organization. So I think a lot of people look at Ashley and like, oh, Ashley's the chamber. Actually, no. Like, I'm the one who just kind of steers the boat, but everybody else has to put in the GPS coordinates.
Totally.
Right? So I'm just the kind of their Sherpa in that way, you know, at guiding the things. But the board really does a great job of sitting down and saying, like, what do we really want to focus on this year? And with each changing president, it changes, like the concept changes. So with Doug Daniels from Mount Sunapee Resort being our current sitting president, he really wants to focus on that connection and the governance piece.
Amazing.
Of being able to get those business owners and those those smaller businesses to have a bigger voice in Concord. So being able to kind of connect some of those dots and give them the resources they have or they don't have yet, but they should have. Give them more of those resources to be able to move forth their agendas, you know?
That's amazing. You have an amazing board, very active board too, which is incredible. Ashley, for people who want information about the chamber in general, what's the best way to do that?
Best way is LakeSunapeeRegionChamber.com, and then of course we always encourage folks to reach out to us, DM us, social media, whatever social media channels you got, and then always email admin@LakeSunapeeRegionChamber.com.
And any week but this week, the cute chamber booth on Main Street.
Absolutely. You're gonna knock on the door and you'll be like, where are they? Like, well, here we are.
They're at Mount Sunapee. Ashley, thank you so much for being our host and for joining me.
Of course, absolutely.
Thank you. Join us next week from the Lake Sunapee Protective Association, who has an encouraging stewardship of the Lake Sunapee watershed since 1898. We'll learn about the completion of the Lighthouse Project, the Georges Mills Beach Restoration Project, and more. Don't miss our game of the week, football, as Newport hosts Fall Mountain, which replays at 12 noon and 7 p.m. on Sundays and Tuesdays on TDS TV, Comcast, and on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. This week, Newport hosts Fall Mountain, and just a reminder, our new Things to Do show, Explore the Lake Sunapee region, can be seen every day at 6 and 11 and on our website. All of our programs are available on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. I'm Abby Peel. Join me again next week for this same time as we have the home stretch of summer. Enjoy, everyone.
The Lake Sunapee region is one of the few communities in the country where you can ski year-round. During the summer season, the lake provides water skiing, fishing, swimming, and boating. During the winter, Mount Sunapee Resort, located at the south end of the lake, is one of the most popular ski and snowboard destinations in New Hampshire. The views of Lake Sunapee from the trails in Sun Bowl are spectacular. For more information about visiting our beautiful area, contact the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce.